Hello, my crafty friends. How are you? It's so good to see you today. Um, let's just switch this out. You don't need to see that. Okay, there I am. I hope your day's going well. We had quite the storm last Monday. I lost power for about 4 hours, and I'm so glad I have an automatic generator. It makes life so much easier. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, yes, all those nasty branches are picked up that fell down. We had some pretty big ones, actually. I spent about an hour out picking up branches and emptying my little utility cart. And I've done one load of leaves. Doesn't look like I've done any, but I did one load. And so I'm hoping this afternoon the rain will hold out and I can go get another load today picked up. I'm just trying to clear my driveway right now. Makes it a little easier to get in and out. And when you're walking down it, it's not slippery when they're wet. Anyway, so here I am. I am so glad to be here and hope that your day is wonderful. Kitty update. You need a kitty update. Miss Susie Cute has decided that she likes her captor now, and she's pleased to be here. As a matter of fact, I went to bed last night. You might have seen it on my Facebook page, business page, but she was waiting on the bed for me to come to bed. Unfortunately, she does not sleep at night very well, and therefore I did not sleep as well as I might have, because if my hands were out of the covers, she wanted to be petted and then she would bite me. Not hard, but you know that little bite where they take your skin and go like that. Yeah, well, that was not fun. But it didn't hurt and it didn't break the skin, so I shouldn't complain. And of course, then when I moved my feet, they were attacked. So I'm hoping that if she's going to sleep with me every night, that she will learn to sleep at night, not all day long. Anyway, that's my hope. We can always hope. Okay, let's go over to the desktop. And I did the draw. I did the draw for the card kits from, 2 weeks ago, October 18th. My goodness, I have been gone. So the demo event went really well. I was very pleased with it. Hi, Cindy Walker. It's good to see you. It was tiring, but it was a good event. And then, yes, last weekend was my AKC obedience trial, which starts when I pick up the judges and ends when I take them to the airport. So Friday afternoon to Monday afternoon was very busy. The trial, we worked hard. It was very successful. And it was fun. And I think all of the exhibitors were happy. The judges were feeling a little overworked, but they were fine. I mean, we fed them well and we took care of them. So it was successful. So here we go. Let's talk about, for the Christine Nunley one, for commenting on Facebook. And she is one of my in-person customers. That was kind of nice. Cindy Howard for the face sharing on Facebook. Cindy Walker, you won one because there was no sharing on YouTube, so you get the YouTube one. And Diane Newman got the commenting on YouTube. So I will get those addressed and out soon. Let's see, I need to put them in a safe place. Okay, they're right there. They're a very safe place. They're right next to my coffee cup. So what is in your cup today? I am still drinking coffee. I decided that I needed a little bit more caffeine. Although I drink half calf, so it's not that bad. Let's go to the card we're making. We're going to make a gift card holder. It is so simple. Nope, you didn't miss anything. Okay, gift card holder is easy to make, and I'm using the Regal Flora paper. I bought another package because I love it so much that I used it all up. It's amazing. You have coffee because it's cool there? How cool is it at your house, Cindy? I might have you beat. I think we're in the 40s today. maybe low 50s. Okay, going to open it up and show you the inside. Isn't that pretty? And then this is where your gift card goes in. You could stash money in it if you wanted to. Lots, or a little card. 68. Yes, that's not cool. Sorry. I think that's why I didn't go out and get any leaves yesterday, as I just didn't feel like getting cold. Let's see. Why is this not going on? I like this because it'll slip. I fixed it so it'll just slip on fairly easily. So whoever you give it to might be able to reuse it. They'll just have to change any note if you put it in there. So let's get started. I want to first grab a piece of paper. Now I used thick white cardstock, and this isn't the thick white, but I just wanted to show you how to do 2 at a time. So you take the 8.5 inch side, and you want 7.5 inches, so cut 1 inch off the side, and then you score it at, I know where you scored. Let me find that. Let me just make sure. 3 1/4 and 6 3/8, and then you cut it at 5.5, and you've got 2 cards that are really easy to make. It does depend on where you live whether 68 seems cool or not, but for me 68 is a regular shirt weather and out and about without a jacket. I remember when my kids were little, we went to California to go to Disneyland in the spring. And we thought the temperature was fantastic. It was in the 60s. And so we're there without a coat and just having a ball, almost in summer clothes. And everybody else was all bundled up. So it does matter what you're used to. Depends on that. Okay, so here's what I've got. And I did some of it in advance because I wanted to show you from the event the swap cards I got. Or at least some of them, and I don't want to take too much time today. So here's your 7.5 by 5.5, scored at 3 inches and 6 5/8, and then I just fold those in. This is super, as I said, it's super easy. The beautiful and gorgeous Regal Flora foil paper. You're wearing a sweater, probably like I am. It's not directional, so you just turn it the way you like it best. So we're going to glue this one. This is the 3 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to use my glue press, which I used earlier and it worked just fine. So it should come out pretty well. Just a thin bit of glue. Don't have to use a lot. And put that on the front. This little 5/8 inch piece. Now, if you're really careful and you're paying attention to where you're cutting, it would match. But I pretty much, well, maybe I did pay a little bit of attention. No, I didn't pay a lot of attention. So since I wasn't paying attention, mine does not match. You could use either side, and then it wouldn't make any difference. What do I think? What do we think? Should I use this side? Because I really do like this side too. I think I'm going to do that with this one. Cindy, hi Cindy Grattan, good to see you. Yes, I love this paper. I can't control myself. Every time I do something, I pull out this paper. I use it for my swap cards for the event 2 weekends ago. The last piece of DSP is 3 inches by 4 inches, And you do need either either the silver, no, silver. What am I saying? You either need a punch with a circle, or you could use a die. And the punches are just about 3 inches wide. So it's pretty easy to line up straight, so you can get it in the middle of it, and just give it a little punch. Now these are cute. I think this one is not as shallower than the last one I did. And this is the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And here's where you need to use just a little bit of glue, because you're only going to glue along the edges. You don't want to glue this down because you need to stuff your gift card in here, there. Or you could stuff in a note. You could stuff in cash. We've done other gift cards, but they were much harder, and this is so simple. And this is one of the projects we had for our demo event. It was, 2 weekends ago. And we did it with the Season of Elegance Designer Series paper. And if I had been paying attention to what I was doing, I would have pulled my sample out and showed you. Because I think I've got it somewhere. There's our card. Basically, we have a couple more things to do. We have a little bit of stamping. I decided to use, from the Regal Flora stamp set, I pulled the Sending Love Your Way stamp for the inside, the flowers and the greenery. Flowers I'm going to do in Cherry Cobbler, and greenery and Pretty Peacock. Then from the Peaceful Season, I pulled the 2 dies. I'm glad you're getting ideas, Cindy. It's fast and easy. And you can make 2 at a time. Because you just cut that. Cindy, Grant, I don't think you were here when I showed. But to make 2 at a time, you just take your thick white. This isn't the thick. Take 1 inch off the side, because it's 5.5 by 7.5. Then just on the short side, score it at 3 inches and 6 5/8, and cut it in half, and you've got 2 card bases. So you are on your way to being done very quickly. Alrighty. Now when I made my sample this morning with the Regal Flora, believe it or not, I might have stamped crooked. I did stamp crooked. I was very glad that Designer Series paper has 2 sides. I mean, not Designer Series paper, but our cardstock has 2 sides. I decided to put it up in the corner, the left corner. There we are. That looks pretty good. And there's the lid. Remember, turn your mementos over, because you want your ink to be at the surface, so you want your ink close up to the surface, not buried down in. So if you store it upside down, your ink is where it's supposed to be. Now that's with my memento and... Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to do that for you. The other one is, you want your Versamark upside down, and you want your StazOn upside down. Those are different kinds of holders. Whereas when you use the Stampin' Up! Ink, remember, you can just press it at the end and it pops open. It makes it so much easier to open. When it's stored with the top up, then the ink is already in the orientation with the pad down. I love these tips because sometimes I forget things. So the more I hear them, the better. Okay, let's put a little cherry cobbler on it. And you could pick any of the colors in here. There's a lot of lovely colors. I think there's Pretty Peacock, and I've seen Lost Lagoon, Wild Wheat. That might be Garden Green, but Shaded Spruce also goes with this paper really, really well. Let's just put this right here. And because it is a rubber stamp, you don't need to worry about having something cushy underneath it because it's built into the stamp. Okay, and the next one is Pretty Peacock for the leaves. My Pretty Peacock is very juicy. And I might not put quite as many leaves on it, or branches, or whatever they are, because I realized that on this card I didn't leave a lot of room for writing a message. So I think I'll just do 2 instead of 3. Let's see, put that over there. Close it up before I put my hand in it. And this is now ready to go inside. So I'm just going to put a little Seal Plus. And kind of line that up. Now for the decoration for the front. So I grabbed the textured metallics. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of a texture in there. And then I used the smaller die out of the Peaceful Season and used cherry cobbler ink and did Just For You, and that is in So Sincere because it needs to be pretty small. The shopper one, Attention Shoppers, it's got a Just For You, but it was too big. It didn't fit. And so all I did was, oh yeah, you see, 2-sided. Oops, I made a mistake last week. So I was able to use it this week. I just tried to center it the best I could. I took a piece of ribbon and put it through the gold from the back. Because I'm sure that's exactly what those little holes are for. It's for us to use like this. Actually, we had one card, which is a really cool card that maybe I'll be able to do. Not next week. Next week I want to do, I saw a PDF that was free for using like the autumn paper, using the 6x6 paper that's got pictures, and making using that whole page and making, I think it's 6 cards. Is it 4 cards? I don't know, but I thought we'd do a one sheet wonder with the autumn paper next week. Okay, here we are. Eek, eek, eek. Now, I know that many, many people know how to tie really well. Let's see, that one was under last time. The one that goes under goes over this time. So this one goes over and through. I try to tie square knots. It's just not my, I struggle with ribbon. That's why I use a bow jig. But I decided I could do this. And when you're doing a square knot, you're supposed to only pull 1. Yeah, my last bow turned out better than this one. And you know what you could always do? I don't think I left enough room for my fat fingers to do this. But you could always tie a knot or a little bow. Let's see what I can do here. We'll see. The good news is that once it's, oh, look at that. It's going the wrong way, but it's going. So tie your bows upside down. That's what that means. The best way to tie your bow if you're going to do it on your card is to turn it upside down. That's what I learned on a video. So I had it tied, but it was just going the wrong way. So let's see if this was better. Let's see. Oh my goodness, struggle, struggle, struggle. Oh, you like the one sheet cards? Yeah, I do too. And I haven't done a full sheet for a long time. But I thought, I always struggle. I've got lots of little bits and pieces from the cards stock, the DSP that I like so much. Okay, let's pull that around and see if I can tighten it up and make it look like a bow. Let's hope. Keep good thoughts. Well, look at that. We have a bow. It may not be the most beautiful bow in the whole wide world, but it is a bow. And it will slip on and off. So, we have got just about everything done, except we need some pretties. Now, I used the metallic textured gems on this, but it's I didn't have enough to send out in the kits. So I decided on this one. I had lots of these. As you can see, I cut one page up. Gold textured adhesive backed dots. And so I thought, oh, they'll go really well with that wild wheat. And even though they're a little bit bigger than I like, a little fatter, I think they'll be good eyes on this card. And so I've sent a whole strip. I've cut and got it all ready to go. Let's see, where are we? Over. Okay, there we are. What, it took 20 minutes, a little bit less, to make a gift card. So I hope that you will try making them. I think they're fun and easy. And I wanted to show you some of the cards from the event. Okay. Now some of these, I think this one is really cute. Oh, let me tell you first, the gift card holder from the event was designed by Shirley Bailey. So let's give her credit. I cased it, but she designed it. So here we have that little TV set, which I didn't buy, but which made a cute little card. And it's made with Latte Love designer series paper, and it's a long strip. It's a 4x12 or 4 1/4 by 12 piece of designer series paper on a piece of cardstock, and just folded in like in a Z fold and decorated. So it was really easy to make and very fun. Look at this one. This is the snowflake one with winter greetings on it, and it's Misty Moonlight and Petal Pink. But I thought that was very cute. This was another of the shoebox swaps. If you've not done a shoebox swap, it is really fun because you take card kits and everything you need to make that card kit, and then you just sit around and pass the card kits, and you sit and make cards. Here's a really good idea. This was cut out of the middle of the designer series paper, and then the back part was run through the embossing with an embossing folder. And I think this is the deckled circles that we used in winter greetings. But that was cute. And then we have a little friend card, which I did not center well on my paper. My fault. Yeah, it is not centered well. Anyway, it's on another one that's on a piece of cardstock, and then the white, which is the thick white, is centered on it and then decorated. So that was fun. Now Hillary went to a lot of trouble with this, and obviously, and I didn't follow directions quite right. Whoops. It's really cute. It would show, if I had buried that, put it underneath, it would have looked like this was one row of houses. But I thought that was very cute. It was kind of fun to just decorate or color in here and there, but mostly have a lot of black and white. So I thought that was very cute. And that is the Humble Home set. This features the Spotlight on Nature dies with the in color 6x6 papers. This is the Thoughtful Journey paper. This didn't have any DSP, and we know the latte one. And then here's a winter greeting. This is not Peaceful Season. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but because I don't celebrate Christmas, I didn't put presents and Christmas things on it. So my handmade designer series paper is a little different than everybody else's, but that's okay. And what did I take? Took the card I did at my team swap. Now, have we made this card? Because if we haven't, it's a fun one to make. It's just a simple, it's a Z fold, but see, you can mail it like this, so everything stays nice. And I used the back of the designer series paper. And it's just a very simple little card. But it was nice. And I love the sentiment, because so often my friends have been going through things, but I'll listen to your silence when words are just too much. And I love that sentiment. And I would tell you where it was from if I could remember it off the top of my head. Oh, here's my sample of the gift card holder with the... I didn't do an envelope because I'm not sure it really needs an envelope. And I guess I did a bow. I just gave myself more ribbon. And I didn't put the decorations on it for some unknown reason. But isn't that pretty with the Season of Elegance? I also like Z-fold cards. I think they're fun. Let's see if I can get this back on. I may make envelopes for these, because it is nice to have an envelope if you're giving a gift. So this was one of our demo projects, and that was Shirley Bailey's. This one was my friend Hillary Hamilton's project, and it's using that same die and a little tiny strip of window sheet to hang it in the red and gold is gorgeous. And it's supposed to sit like this. Again, my fold was off and it just doesn't work. I am going to actually adhere it down like this. So it'll still stand up, it'll still look folded, but in my opinion, it will look better than what I've got right now. And it wasn't Hillary's fault, it was my fault. Now this was a really cute one. Debbie Danford designed this one. But it is on designer series paper, and she stamped right on the designer series paper. We used the brick embossing folder here. And a simple inside. But I really like this one. The one I designed, we called it a double flap fold, for want of a different name. Simple envelope. I did a thinking of you, and this is the one we're going to do. We're going to do it a little different though. We're going to use a die for the tree, and I'm going to cut it out in white and use shimmer white instead of the basics. Oh, what are they called? Let's see. The pearlized enamel effects. We used a lot of the metallic, and that was the gift, one of the gifts we gave our participants, but this is the pearlized enamel. And what I found is that I had stamped in Mossy Meadow and put on the first coat, and it looked green. And snow shouldn't look green. So I think I'm going to try with the shimmery paste, and I'll probably do the snowbank that way too. Although this looks pretty good with Wink of Stella in person. And opens up, You're in my heart and prayers. And then just the inside of the card. But that's a double flap card, which was fun to make. This was the hardest one I had, turning into a non-Christmas card. I don't know how well I did. This was another from Shirley Bailey. And it's a really cool technique to run the gold strip across. Maybe I should have changed the colors. I could have done that. But I did the tree, and then the skeleton tree, I made it look like the tree's out of the designer series paper. One of the back sides, so it didn't have all the gold on it. And then the snow was kind of the overlay. Be grateful for what you have, be proud of who you are, and I think that might be from So Sincere. So there's Shirley's. And now this one, we're going to have to do this technique because it was so much fun. Okay, getting it out of the little plastic sleeve it had to be in for the event is the hardest part. We used Balmy Blue, and I believe that's Misty Moonlight. Turn it the right way, Nancy. We ran the white through an embossing folder. No, I think we colored it first. We took the enamel effects, I think the silver, dropped in just a few drops of the Balmy Blue ink refill, and then painted it over the cardstock and let it dry. I actually think that I embossed it first before I did that. And I used a very little bit of the Balmy Blue. Other people used more. They all were just as cute as could be. And Debbie Danford designed this one. The other project was, and I don't think I have it in here, because I gave it away. This is one I had done, and I used Regal Flora. I did a video in a private group that I do with friends. So it's just my little treat box. And I got on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, there is the directions for this. So you just make this little tray. It's like a matchbox, but you don't really have to use cardstock for the top. I like to just use the designer series paper. It's easy to work with. And because these little Hershey nuggets are wrapped in pretty paper, they are safe from me. Now, the bag that's sitting in the other room, in the kitchen, it is not safe from me. I'm trying to control myself. So that's what I wanted to show you today. We've got, yes, these are the projects that everybody made. These were the shoebox swap cards, including mine. And we made our project. So I think we are good for today. How about anything else anybody want to know about anything? I will get the cards out in the mail soon, probably in the next day or two. And I did a really good job prepping. These are next week's draw. So next week will be I did have lots of fun. It really was. Taking things and packing and unpacking was work. But everybody helped us pack up and sort our stamp sets and made sure we all went home with the stamps we brought and the dies we brought. And someone, lovely lady, even very kindly loaded up my car for me. So it was wonderful. And I didn't get to stay and go to dinner because I didn't think my granddaughter had stayed to feed Harley, but she did. So I got home and I gave him a second dinner. And he did not object at all. He ate his second dinner, as a matter of fact, just like he hadn't had a first dinner. What can I say? I love my Harley dog. One of the judges said he might be a little chubby. Okay. Anyway, this was fun. And the only way chocolate is safe for me is if I wrap it in pretty paper. I don't know what it is. It makes no sense why I don't eat it if it's got the pretty paper on it, but I don't. Sometimes I think I should just bring it home, undo it, and wrap the whole thing. I think it's 1 by 3 inches wraps a Hershey nugget. And I do recommend, because you never know who's allergic to what, is you use like a little glue dot on the bottom when you wrap it so that it slips out and so people can see what they're actually eating so they know if they should eat it or not. Personally, I think that anybody who has a nut allergy should probably not eat anything made from Hershey's because their factory has nuts. And I don't think it's guaranteed not to have any nut dust or flavor or whatever it is. Anyway, that's my opinion. And I am going to say goodbye and wish you all a happy day today. Enjoy, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And I appreciate